Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome to FDE Season 4, Round 4. Here at Road Atlanta, we are back with more action today. Of course, the main event of Round 4 taking place yesterday. We saw in qualifying some great slides through Road Atlanta, some incredibly fast and high-skilled initiations through the first corner, as you see on your screen right now, as we fly through our beautiful FDE remake of the real-life track. We're going to go ahead and get right into it. We do have the live bracket, so thank you all for tuning in at YouTube and Twitch. We do have our top 32 rounded out for you today. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look over at that live bracket. We'll see this updated throughout the rest of the show today. We unfortunately do have some no-shows. So if you look on the top left-hand of your side, there's a no-show. So 242 Ranga, our first seed with a qualifying score of 92 yesterday, will get a bye run, as well as the top right, our number 2 qualifying score by Daddy Dilds will also get a bye run. Other than that, things are going to go as planned. We should have some incredible head-to-head action for you all here today. We do have our drivers waiting at the line and ready to go. And without further ado, let's get straight into the action. All right. Let's take a look and see who we have up first. It is 242 Ranga against himself. I'm not sure if Ranga is actually... I believe Ranga does need to drive through the course in order for this bye run to take effect, as per the FDE rulebook. So we're just going to take a quick peek at Ranga taking this Volvo, the iconic Volvo that Ranga has been running for apparently many years, through the FDE track here at Road Atlanta. Lots of big angle here. Just a quick bye run before we get into the true head-to-head action. I love the way that Ranga gets this Volvo through that first outer zone. Great to see whether it's a bye run or not. having a little bit of an issue there through the inner clip 4 and 5, but finishing it off nonetheless. And that is your first bye run here. So up next, we do have an actual head-to-head. Yeah, all our driver needed to do there was hit the first clip. I'm getting word from our judges. As long as that happens, we're good to go. Okay, back to the starting line. We'll go ahead and take a quick peek at who we have on the docket up next. Great to see you, Joshy, in chat over on Twitch. Anarchy Rising. Theo. Good to see you, Ranga, Kid Cythe, Musical Gamer, welcome back. Great to see everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying your weekend. We have, okay, I know these cars. I don't even need to know the names. This is Full Lock WK Gutter going up against Solo Lesie. This is one hell of a first head-to-head here. Let's see what takes place here in round 4 at Road Atlanta. We have, of course, Solo Lesie in the lead position and WK Gutter in the chase. Big initiation from both drivers. Solo Lesie maximizing angle on that initiation, slowing down quite a bit there and putting Full Lock WK Gutter at a bit of a distance early on, but Gutter bringing back the heat onto Solo Lesie, catching up and closing a little bit of that distance there at the end. So Lesie able to take away just a couple of more inches on the proximity there, but a great score nonetheless. Or excuse me, a great run nonetheless. And we'll go ahead and see how our judges, excuse me, sorry, we're not going to the judges just yet. We're going back to gameplay because it's a 2 for 2. Sorry about that. A little rusty here. We did have a week off last week, so my brain has apparently melted. But we're back. We have Solo Lesie in the chase and Gutter in the lead. Gutter's chance to show what he's got on this initiation, a perfect initiation and an inner clip 1 from WK Gutter, really mimicking the perfection that Lesie had on their lead. The proximity perhaps a little bit tighter for Solo Lesie on this chase. Gutter with a little bit of a tire drop, a little bit of contact there, and a little bit of a 360 from our drivers. Excited to be on the track today this weekend, enjoying themselves and having fun. Now we head over to the judges' decision and see what our judges have to say. Who is going to move on to the top 16 for these drivers? This, of course, is the top 32 bracket, so Solo Lesie and WK Gutter fighting there to move on to the top 16. So far, we have a Solo Lesie advance, and it is a triple advanced for Solo Lesie. An incredible showing of skill there. The proximity is really where Solo Lesie is able to shine. That R34 has been known in the community to kind of set the pace for speed and angle. And WK Gutter, of course, seasoned veteran. Sucks to see him go. Great run, great qualifying yesterday. It's always a pleasure to see Gutter drive. And yeah, it's just a tough one going up against such a seasoned veteran with Lesie, of course. Let's go ahead and back to the gameplay and see who we have up next. I believe, yes, we have Karma Mark IV and Pulse coming to the line. Lead driver is going to be Karma up first. Chase driver, Pulse. All right. Karma in the lead in the S15. Pulse in the Shelby in the back. Big initiations, lots of angle, a little bit of a grip up and understeer situation for our chase driver there, but Karma taking no notice and just driving through the course as if it were qualifying. Chase driver Pulse just having a little bit of issue trying to keep this car at the right speed while also maintaining angle. Of course, when you're in that chase position, you have to manage your speed with the lead driver. If the lead driver is a little bit slower on the course than you are, you have to be able to manage that angle while also losing a bit of speed, maybe more than you're used to. But now that Pulse is in the lead position, there's opportunity for him to take this away by pure proximity. Let's see if Karma can keep up with that Shelby in the S15 and how they go through OZ1. OZ1's looking solid for both competitors. Perhaps not as much angle there through OZ2 from our lead driver Pulse. A little back and forth there. Solid run from both drivers. Proximity, I don't think, is going to be the major deciding factor here. It looked like both drivers were able to maintain proximity. I think what really is going to be the factor here is the line and the angle. And it looks like Judge 1, Judge 2, and Judge 3 agree it is Karma Mark IV heading into the top 16. Great quali and great run, Pulse. Your time in round 4 is over. Up next, we should have another pair of drivers ready to go. Looks like they already know what's going down. That is FPS Noob in the lead, and Joshy Jenkins in the chase. A little bit of a stall there from the S15, an unfortunate situation, leaving a major gap into the initiation and inner clip 1. An unfortunate stall in the S15 from Joshy Jenkins, but really coming back into stride here on the rest of the course. OZ2, we're already back door to door. Joshy Jenkins trying to keep angle, going a little bit off track there. That could have been a little bit of classic Forza Horizon 5 desync, but what an interesting chase there from Joshy Jenkins. You know, Wes, one of the things you have to be careful with when you're driving manual with clutch is the opportunity for you to miss that bite point. It might seem silly to think that Forza Horizon 5 has those game mechanics, but it does. Let's see if Joshy can work some magic on this lead run and shake FPS Noob off his tail. Big initiation, early initiation, perfect aim for that inner clip 1 zone. Inner clip 2 looking great, lots of smoke and angle through outer zone 1 and outer zone 2, but FPS Noob is on the tail of Joshy Jenkins on each of these zones, on each of these clips. This looks like it might be the end of Joshy Jenkins' run. An unfortunate stall. The distance really kind of kept up through the first few zones, but after that it was just a struggle to keep the angle. Of course, when you're able to go your own pace, you tune your car at your own pace, it changes the speed that you can get maximum angle at. And we see FPS Noob able to inch that out over Joshy Jenkins. Joshy, well done. Great qualifying yesterday. It's great to see you in the FDE, but unfortunately your time in round 4 is done. Looking forward to see, of course, all of our drivers back again in round 5. But FPS Noob round 4 continues into the top 16. We have on the line the 2-4-2 Ranga versus Solo Lesie. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a top 8 battle. Both of these drivers just made it into the top 16 before your eyes, and here we are on the line once again, making these drivers fight for their top 8 position. Probably would be easy to say these are 2 crowd favorites, 2 extremely talented drivers here in Forza, and this should be an absolute treat for all of us. Lesie with an early mistake into inner clip 2, but pulling themselves together, getting back onto the door of 242 Ranga in that classic Volvo. Love to see these 2 cars go side to side. That mistake means nothing. Some beautiful door-to-door tandems here. And a great lead from Ranga. A little bit of an awkward early mistake there. That potentially could have been a chasing DNF from Solo Lesie. So if Ranga is able to get a good chase here, that might be it. Tire drops might be easy here, but if you think about it, a tire drop on this map, on plenty of other maps, could potentially be a wall hit, right? So even though there's no walls here to hit, getting that tire onto the dirt or the grass may as well be equivalent. We see a little bit more proximity here between Solo Lesie and 242 Ranga. Lesie really enjoying themselves up in the lead position, just kind of inching themselves away throughout the entire course. Very fast, with great line and great angle. A fantastic run from both drivers, but that early mistake on the chase for Solo Lesie might be the deciding factor. 242 Ranga with a Judge 1 advance. And there it is, a Judge 2 and a Judge 3 advance. It is 242 Ranga making it in once again to the top 8. Solo Lesie, again, a crowd favorite. I love watching Lesie drift. The smoothness, the absolute understanding of each of the tracks. You can tell that these drivers are putting in the time, the seat time on these tracks to understand exactly what they need to do to show the judges they've mastered it. However, Lesie, looking forward to round 5, but round 4, your time is done. Solid runs. Absolutely musical gamer. Up next, it looks like we have Karma Mark IV in the lead position and FPS Noob in the chase. Looks like we have FPS Noob ready on the line, and there is Karma. FPS Noob making a little bit of early contact there, but not enough to shake Karma off of the track. A little bit of an awkward OZ1, outer zone 1 there, but both drivers maintaining control, maintaining the proximity is FPS Noob. A little bit of contact here and there throughout the course, just really showing that, hey, I can stick on your door, Karma, and you can't do anything to shake me off. We'll go ahead and see how Karma responds in his chase run. Okay, FPS Noob, I'm sure, is going to want to try to run away with the win here from Karma. Both of these drivers, once again, fighting for their top 8 rights. A much better OZ1 from our lead and chase there. The course is looking fantastic so far. The proximity may be a little bit further away here, but nothing too major. That was a very close lead and chase from both drivers. Little mistakes here and there, kind of equivalent in the amounts. I would say, okay, yeah, we have a Judge 1, kind of what I was expecting here, a Judge 1, Judge 2, OMT, a one more time, with Judge 3 voting for Karma. It looks like Karma may have had some connection issues just now. I'm not sure what is going to happen at this point. We might have had just had Karma disconnect from the lobby. We should be having a one more time between these drivers. We'll keep that on the docket, but I believe we are going to have these drivers commit to their one more time in the next convoy. We will bring you more head-to-head main event action here in Forza Drift Events Season 4, Round 4 at Road Atlanta when we come back.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back a little bit early from our commercial break. We are back at FDE Round 4 Road Atlanta. I wanted to go ahead and bring everyone back in. We're going to go ahead and take a quick look at the top 32 bracket and break down the action that we've already seen take place here today as we load our next convoy of drivers into the Road Atlanta map. So we see on the top left hand of your screen right now, 242 Ranga did get a bye run as the first seed of the qualifying scores. A total of 92 yesterday of the qualifying score put Ranga in that number 1 seed. Ranga versus Solo Lesie, a battle of giants here in round 4, and Ranga taking the lead, pushing their way into the top 8 position. Solo Lesie with a bit of an early mistake in the chase caused them to straighten out and sort of miss the second inner clip. However, we, of course, I hope we'll be seeing Solo Lesie back again in round 5. These drivers, I've become acquainted with their style and their skill, and a lot of these drivers are incredibly talented and just so fantastic to watch drift here on Forza Horizon 5. And of course, we saw WK Gutter being taken out by Solo Lesie, and Ranga taking out Solo Lesie for that top 8 position. We see Karma Mark IV taking out Pulse to make it into the top 16, and FPS Noob taking out Joshy Jenkins for the top 16 positions. Now we see Karma Mark IV and FPS Noob going head to head. We did see a one more time being called before that commercial break. And we will see that one more time redone here in the new convoy. I believe we have drivers from, let's see here, the top right hand of your screen in the convoy currently. So looking forward, we can hope to see Daddy Dilds. Actually, that's going to be a bye run from Daddy Dilds. We'll see Trash You Borka and GT2 Picasso. We'll see Bubba versus Jetstream, and Funky Monkey versus Live It Up Boy. These 8 drivers will be going head-to-head currently for their rights into the top 8. We are almost loaded into the track, but I just want to say hi to everyone over there on youtube.com/Forza Drift Events, and here on Twitch, twitch.tv/Shunzi. Thank you guys for showing up. It's great to have everyone here this weekend. It is a little bit of a awkward weekend. Last week was when the original schedule for FDE was set to take place, but with the holiday in the middle of the weekend, we kind of just decided that to push forward the entire event might help everyone out, of course, including our staff here at FDE. So it's been a minute. It's been a minute since round 3. And it's nice to be back. It's nice to be back with FDE and all of our drivers enjoying some Forza action, some high-octane drifting here at Road Atlanta. How are you guys all doing this weekend? You guys might not think I see you in the chat, but I see both. I see both chats. Oh, yeah. Looking forward to a Jetstream. shoot, you can always come back for another round. The schedule is live on ForzaDriftEvents.com. If you guys missed an event previously, you guys are welcome to go back and look at the footage on YouTube or here on Twitch if you look at the Twitch VODs for twitch.tv/Shunzi. Hey, what's up, Luke? LK Phoenix, good to see you. Bubba and Jetstream warming up for their head-to-head here coming up soon. But yeah, check out the old VODs, check out the schedule moving forward so that way you can prepare and set some time aside to come and compete or just enjoy the streams on the weekend. All right, we are currently loading in. We're just moments away from getting to that starting line at Road Atlanta. Definitely, so this track reminds me of Moto Arena Lauds in its technicality. It's a very technical track. There's lots of different decel and XL zones. You know, it's not as long. I believe Moto Arena Lauds is still a longer track by probably a hefty margin. I'd venture about 20 to 30 seconds longer per run than this track is, but is still a longer track, especially when you compare it to something like English Town. Good to see you, Spets. Great to see you. Happy to have you guys here. Hope you're enjoying your weekends. We're back on the line right now. We should see FPS Noob and Karma do their one more time right here, right now. It is Karma and FPS Noob on the line. FPS Noob in the chase, Karma in the lead. Last time we saw these drivers making very minimal mistakes, but mistakes nonetheless, just a few here and there, and it was very equivalent. So yeah, we have them back on the line, ready to go once again. So FPS Noob really glued themselves to the door of Karma on that first run. Now it looks like Karma was able to make a little bit more space on that first section. Going through the keyhole, we see FPS Noob on Karma's door. Looking solid from both drivers. Perhaps a bit of an early exit of OZ2 for lead driver Karma there. But of course, it all depends how FPS Noob is able to manage their lead run. FPS Noob in the lead and Karma in the chase. Let's see how well Karma is able to hold on to the door of FPS Noob, how well he's able to mimic the exact line that FPS Noob puts forth. FPS Noob looking good through OZ1 and OZ2, moving through the keyhole with inner clip 3. Karma smacking the door and the rear fender of that Ferrari saying, "Hello, how you doing?" Both of our drivers enjoying their run. It looks like that was a pretty close matchup. Let's see what our judges have to say. Let's see, that is a Karma Mark IV advance from all three judges. Congratulations, making your way into the top 8, and FPS Noob barely missing the mark there, but very well done from both drivers. That should round out the top 32 bracket on the top left hand of your screen. We do have 2 out of the entire 8 of the top 8. We have 242 Ranga and Karma Mark IV making their way in. Up next, I believe we're going to be seeing... Let's just take a quick look. Looks like Karma in the chase and 242 Ranga in the lead. Are we going to be seeing this? Yes, is indeed a top 4 battle here. These drivers are fighting their way into the semi-finals. 242 Ranga in the lead and Karma in the chase. This should be a treat. Okay, Ranga loves to have a lot of angle here on the initiation. Really masterful and consistent with their angle and speed through that section. A complete and beautiful coverage of OZ1 and OZ2. And Karma not letting proximity open up too much between these two drivers. And Ranga just putting up an incredible line throughout the entire course. So consistent with their driving. Really just great to watch. So smooth from both drivers as well. We now have Karma in the lead and Ranga in the chase. I could not see any discernible mistake on that last run from either driver, so this could decide it here. And now another great initiation and first couple of clipping points for both drivers. Perhaps not as much angle through OZ1 for lead driver Karma, but nonetheless a great run from lead driver Karma, and Ranga just on their tail through the entire course. That was amazing. Really difficult to judge here. Small little changes in angle, small little corrections are where the judges are going to be making their decisions. Incredible battle there for the top 4 position from the first set of drivers. We have a 2-4-2 Ranga advance. The angle that Ranga is able to get in that Volvo through the outer zones, I think, is really where he shines. And Karma on the lead was able to put up a fantastic line with great smooth style, but that angle, just not able to match that angle on the lead run. An unfortunate dismissal for Karma, but a fantastic qualification, a fantastic set of head-to-head battles for Karma. But unfortunately, your time here in round 4 is over. Another quick peek at the top 32 bracket. We did just see 242 Ranga take out Karma Mark IV for that top 4 position. So our drivers already going into the top 4. Up next, we should see the top right-hand side of your screen. This part of the bracket will now be taking place. This group of 8 drivers will be going down to the top 4 driver as well. But first up, we do have a bye run. It is unfortunate, but Daddy Dilds is going to go run through the track right now. As long as this driver is able to get through that first clipping zone, the bye run is complete. And yes, indeed, he does make it through that clipping zone. So we're going to follow Daddy Dilds, another incredibly talented driver with great angle and style, going through Road Atlanta, making his way into the top 16 with ease. We are always looking for more drivers, ladies and gentlemen. Not all of our FDE drivers can make it every single weekend. So the more drivers, the merrier. Some unfortunate things can happen, you know, people not able to make it on Sunday where they were able to make it on Saturday. It happens. I think up next we have GT2 Picasso going up against another bye run. It is GT2 Picasso going up against themselves. As long as they get through. Trash Uborka unfortunately is not here, so another no-show. I'm getting word from our drivers live. Excuse me, not from our drivers, from our judges live. a good couple of buy runs. Not too big of a deal. We'll get back to the head-to-head action here soon. Picasso stepping up to the line. Gonna go through that first clipping zone and finish out the rest of the track. Sometimes unforeseen circumstances can keep drivers. Of course, this is an online and international league. Drivers from all around the world coming together on Forza Horizon 5, coming together in the community of Forza Drift events to enjoy the game, enjoy how drifting is done in Forza Horizon. But of course, the different time zones and all of the things that can happen do happen, and sometimes our drivers are just unable to make it. But that's okay. Great showing from Picasso there. A couple of buy runs in the bag, and we move on hopefully to a head-to-head here. It looks like we do have a driver setting up for the chase position. I believe this is Jetstream and Bubba. It is Bubba in the lead and Jetstream in the chase. Good luck, have fun. Bubba in the Corvette. Jetstream in the S13. Looking solid through inner clip 1. Bubba kind of lagging behind just a little bit, trying to make up that line by cutting a corner just a little bit tight there. Just not able to get the grip needed to keep up with that Corvette. We all know that Corvette is running those fat tires in the rear, getting all of the grip you could possibly want with probably a ton of horsepower too. Of course, these drivers limited to 1,000 horsepower. You got to be above 500 and below 1,000. But that Corvette really just taking the show away. Now, it's Bubba's turn to try to manage their speed behind Jetstream. Jetstream has free reign here to go the speed that they want, to set up the line and angle that they want, and force Bubba to follow suit. Now here we have some early contact between the drivers, sending lead driver Jetstream into an oversteer spin out. Bubba potentially with a DNF'd chase drive. I'm not sure what our judges are going to dictate here, but that was a bit of an interesting start. I did not expect that. Bubba with maybe a little bit too much grip, slamming into Jetstream there. It has to be a one more time since there's only one lead and one chase. Okay, so I think this is going to be turning into an OMT for these drivers. I have our lead judge communicating with me. It looks like a one more time has been called, and Bubba is going to go back in the lead. Jetstream on the chase. Jetstream with a bit of knowledge now on how Bubba is going to handle this course. You know he's going to be trying to get away from you, so perhaps sacrificing a little bit of angle to try to keep that speed and grip up might be the name of the game. Lots of angle from Bubba on the lead, looking incredibly in form, in shape here on Road Atlanta. Jetstream making a little bit of better work here through the keyhole, but this is looking reminiscent of the first run. Bubba already making his way to the finish line, while Jetstream sort of struggles with angle through that inner clip 5. Jetstream is trying to find grip anywhere he can find it, but perhaps the car being so light, I'm not sure. But let's see how Bubba manages this initiation and first clipping zone on this one more time. Again, it's up to Bubba to manage their speed. Jetstream sets the line, angle, and pace here. So far, Bubba hitting Jetstream's line perfectly. Jetstream doing all he can to try and shake Bubba off of his door through the keyhole to no success. Bubba saying, hey, I'm here for the long haul, and that was a fantastic lead and chase from Bubba. Jetstream looking solid, but not solid enough, and I think our judges are going to take a notice. I don't think that was, I think that was a lot to do with the cars there. That Corvette, I know, has a lot of torque, a lot of power, a lot of grip, and it is indeed a Bubba advance into the top 16. Well done, Jetstream. Great run, gentlemen. And I believe that is yet another restart. We're going to go ahead and get another group of drivers in. We'll see you guys back on the other side of these commercial breaks. Don't go anywhere.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back YouTube, welcome back Twitch to round 4 of FDE Season 4 here at Road Atlanta. Good to see everyone. Hope you guys are enjoying the action so far. I know I have. We've had some heaters so far. Looking at 242 Ranga, solo Lesie, gutter. We've been seeing Bubba take off in that Corvette. It has been a blast so far, and we have more action for you yet. We are going to take a quick look at the top 32 bracket as it is developing with each convoy we put together. We just saw Bubba versus Jetstream. We have Bubba, Picasso, and Daddy Dilds making it into the top 16. Up next, we are probably going to see Funky Monkey and Live It Up Boy go head-to-head for that top 16 position. And then moving forward, we'll see those top 16 drivers, Daddy Dilds, Picasso, Bubba, and whoever makes it out of Funky Monkey and Live It Up Boy, fight for those top 8 and eventually top 4 positions. Back over to the starting line, we do have 2 drivers ready to hit it. It is Funky Monkey in the lead and Live It Up Boy in the chase. Funky Monkey looking solid, a little bit of a toe touch on that initial clipping zone. Live It Up Boy trying to get back onto the door of Funky Monkey, but just missing the throttle points, perhaps opening up a door that they cannot close. Live It Up Boy struggling to find the door of Funky Monkey through that course, trying to strategically cut a little bit of corners here and there and try to make up that space. But now it is Funky Monkey's turn to try and find Live It Up Boy through the Road Atlanta track. See how Funky Monkey is able to manage their speed and angle behind Live It Up Boy. A great initiation. Live It Up Boy gapping just a little bit through the first couple of sections as our drivers slow down to go through the keyhole. Funky Monkey finds that door of lead driver Live It Up Boy and stays on it through the last couple of clipping points, and both drivers complete their runs. Definitely proximity opening up and closing for both drivers there. A little bit of angle struggle on both, but I'd say overall a pretty clean and fair run. Let's see how our judges think here. That's a one more time from Judge 1. And a one more time from Judge 2 as well. We're going to see Funky Monkey and Live It Up Boy back on the line to go once again. Of course, the one more time gives our drivers the opportunity to tighten up the little bits and bobs they need to have a cleaner run. Sometimes a saving grace and sometimes a bit of a curse. But we'll see how these drivers fare with this one more time. Funky Monkey back in the lead position. Already getting down into the initiation zone and the decel zone before the first inner clip, looking pretty similar to the last run. A little bit of space opening up here. Live It Up Boy trying to catch up to the door of that Viper through the keyhole, but unfortunately not able to, but a little bit better actually through the last couple of clipping zones. Live It Up Boy a little bit on the grass there before the end of the judged section. But not too bad at all. Definitely a little bit closer that time around. Let's go ahead and see how Funky Monkey fares in the chase. Live It Up Boy in the lead. Live It Up Boy in good starting position. Looking solid through OZ1 and OZ2. Funky Monkey opening and closing proximity repeatedly, just like Live It Up Boy did on their chasing run. Opening and closing over and over again. Very identical leads and chases from these drivers, looking solid through Road Atlanta. It's hard to judge. These drivers are both really putting each other through their tests, through their paces. Great to see you, Jumbo, over there on Twitch. GG's to Jetstream over on YouTube. It was great to watch you try to handle that S13 against that Corvette. That's what it's all about, my friend. All about improvement from round to round. FDE is a great way to not only get better at drifting, to get better at this game that we all love, but to have, you know, hard proof that you've been improving from event to event. And it's great to see. It's great to see. Looks like we have word from Judge 1 and Judge 2. It looks like it's a Funky Monkey advance. I expected another one more time, but it looks like our judges have come to their conclusions. It is Funky Monkey making his way into the top 16, and Live It Up Boy getting kicked out here and now. Great quality, Live It Up Boy. And great runs. We'll see you in round 5. Back to Road Atlanta. We'll see who we have up next. Yeah, looking forward. Round 5 is on April 20th and April 21st, so not too far away. Sort of a 2-week break instead of a 3-week break, considering the schedule change for here, round 4. Looks like we have Daddy Dilds, one of 2 drivers able to put up a score of 90 yesterday during the qualifying sessions. So looking forward to his lead run here. Can Picasso keep up with Daddy Dilds in the chase? Looking good so far. Daddy Dilds putting up that beautiful lead line. Picasso trying to make up the proximity that Dilds is opening up. Running away with it on the last couple of clipping zones here. Just not enough speed out of that Aston Martin. Looking solid with style and angle. He knows the line. But the difference here is perhaps in the build. Okay. Daddy Dilds in the chase. Picasso in the lead. Picasso is going to have to work his magic here to keep Daddy Dilds, either force a mistake or hope that Daddy Dilds drops a tire. A solid lead line with a lot of contact there from Daddy Dilds on the exit of OZ1. Pushes Picasso off of the course into the grass and a little, I think, into the wall there out of OZ2. Picasso did slow down quite a bit for that zone, but I'm not exactly sure what the judges are going to say. We'll go ahead and wait for the final ruling. Waiting on word from our judges currently. I'm not exactly sure what to make of that last run. We did see Daddy Dilds extend the proximity gap between him and chase driver Picasso, but when Picasso was in the lead, we see Daddy Dilds. It might have been a little bit of carelessness from Picasso from braking so hard before OZ2. You know, making the correct line out of OZ1 into OZ2 is definitely where we've seen a lot of drivers miss points during qualifications. We'll go ahead and see the judge's decision here live. It looks like that's a one more time. We're going to see Daddy Dilds and Picasso back on the driver's line. So not necessarily a DNF there. You could think of it as shared fault, both drivers making a mistake that ended in or resulted in the end of the run. So we're going to see Picasso back in the chase and Dilds back in the lead position. See how this transition works between the outer zones here. Looking solid. Love seeing Daddy Dilds drive. The style is so smooth, so consistent. Not many corrections, just happily sitting into each drift without issue. And Picasso doing the same. Lots of smooth drifting from both drivers here. But really, the difference is in the speed. The amount of speed you're able to carry while maintaining that angle. And of course, drivers at this stage really understand the track. They know the line. They know where the judges are expecting them to drive. They know not to dip a tire onto the grass or the dirt. But it's really just managing the tune. It's managing your build here. We see Daddy Dilds with a great initiation, but a bit of proximity opened up early on. Let's see if Daddy Dilds straightens out through OZ1. Just a touch there to try and catch up to Picasso. Might have been a little bit of a mistake there, showing a kink in the armor where Picasso might be able to edge out a freaking upset. I'm curious to see how the judges are going to fare. Very interesting. You see what I'm saying with this one more time business being kind of a blessing, kind of a burden for our drivers here, because anything can go right and anything can go wrong. We'll see if that was enough to swing it in Picasso's favor, but Daddy Dilds might have a bit of an advantage here. Judge 2 already going for a one more time. I'd vote for a one more time just to see the head-to-head again. And this is a great showcase from our FDE drivers here today on Road Atlanta. Such a pleasure to be casting this for everyone. Hope everyone on YouTube and Twitch are enjoying the content. As we wait for Judge 1 and Judge 3, waiting for both of their decisions here. Taking time to figure out exactly who deserves what score. I've never judged. I've never even driven in FDE, so I can't say I have experience with either. But it was great to see. You know, it's interesting to see drivers like Daddy Dilds who are so like almost robotic in their consistency kind of show a little bit of human. That show, oh wait, he is human, he can make mistakes, and I think that mistake led into this second one more time. Both of these drivers finding ways to just inch each other out, and we meet back at the line once again. Daddy Dilds and Picasso with a second one more time. Let's see if Dilds can keep up with that consistency, or if Picasso potentially could force another mistake out of Daddy Dilds. Again, here looking similar to the first couple of runs. A little bit of space opening up early on the track, but through the keyhole, Picasso managing to catch up a little bit to Daddy Dilds here. Daddy Dilds going back to that robotic smoothness. And we'll see Daddy Dilds in the chase once again, and Picasso in the lead, with Funky Monkey there in the background enjoying the show. Okay, Daddy Dilds, this is where Daddy Dilds showed a little bit of shakiness. We'll see how this second one more time between Daddy Dilds and Picasso. These drivers putting up 6 back-to-back runs, and it is Picasso with a little bit of exhaustion, perhaps DNFing the lead run. I think that is Daddy Dilds to move forward. Dang, what a wild ride. What a wild ride. Picasso missing the inner clipping zone and experiencing some sort of malfunction there, sending him onto the grass, and Daddy Dilds might be wiping the sweat off of his brow, because that was a close one. It is Daddy Dilds with an advance. A mistake early on from Picasso in their lead run, but please put your virtual hands together for Picasso and Daddy Dilds. 2 one more times. 6 back-to-back runs for these drivers. Thank you for competing, Picasso. Thank you for putting on a show here in round 4. But your time is done. Daddy Dilds, congrats on that top 8 position, I believe. Awesome to watch close battles like that, with drivers really trying to force those little mistakes out of one another. We're going to go ahead and take a quick peek at the top 32 as it is developing. We did see Bubba and Funky Monkey. It looks like we actually don't have an update just yet, so we'll go back to Road Atlanta and we'll have our judges update that while we see Bubba and Funky Monkey here on the line, actually, ready to get it. Bubba, of course, pushing out Jetstream just moments ago. And here meeting up with Funky Monkey yet again in the Corvette. Both cars very fast. I think the proximity was where both of these drivers really won in their previous head-to-head battles. So much angle out of that Corvette. Bubba absolutely throwing down here at Road Atlanta. Wow, very consistent, very close proximity. A fantastic lead and chase from Bubba and Monkey. Bubba looks like he has that Corvette dialed in. Let's see how Bubba fares in the chase. We did see Bubba have some early contact with Jetstream in their last head-to-head. We'll see if that contact is repeated. It is not. Solidly held angle throughout the entire first couple of clipping zones. No contact, but absolute door-to-door action here from Bubba and Funky Monkey. A little bit of contact there finally, but nothing out of the ordinary, and a fantastic run from both drivers, showing lots of angle. They know the line. They know what the judges are expecting. Really just throwing down with the angle and the style, and both drivers delivering on their lead and chase. Very, very good looking runs here. Good to see you, Hedgeco, Latex, Sko. Hope you guys are all enjoying yourself there on Twitch. 901 the Gamer, great to see ya. Great to see ya. Hope you're having a good weekend, my man. Classic rivalry, says Jetstream, and it looks like Bubba in the Corvette wins that rivalry and heads on in the bracket, while Funky Monkey had a fantastic run so far, but is out of round 4. Looks like we have some new faces in the streams right now. Let's go ahead and take another look at the top 32. We did see Bubba take out Funky Monkey and Daddy Dilds take out GT2 Picasso. So up next, we have Daddy Dilds versus Bubba, the Mustang and the Corvette, going head-to-head here at Road Atlanta. Hooligan City, great to see you. Hope you guys are enjoying the action here. We have 2 drivers who just threw down and won their head-to-heads to make it into the top 8, now fighting for a top 4 position. Daddy Dilds in the lead and Bubba in the chase. Bubba not leaving any room for Daddy Dilds on that initiation into the clipping zones. Outer zone 1, Daddy Dilds has full coverage, a little bit of contact, but Daddy Dilds showing that strength, pulling the car back into control for the rest of the course. Bubba still on the door, looking amazing through the course. A little bit of contact there between OZ1 and OZ2, but Daddy Dilds able to bring it back. Other than that, a blemishless run. All right, now we have Bubba in the Corvette on the lead. Daddy Dilds in the Mustang on the chase. Now we'll see if both of these drivers have been looking so consistent today so far. We'll see how that fares in the initiation zone. I love this initiation from both drivers. God, I wish we had some FDE photographers to take some photos of these entries on Road Atlanta. Some beautiful side-to-side action here through the keyhole. A little bit of wobbliness, a bit more proximity between the drivers there through that last section, but nonetheless, fantastic run from both drivers. For anyone who's tuning in on Twitch or YouTube and you want to check out some more information about Forza Drift events, do please check out ForzaDriftEvents.com. You'll find all of the links and information to the rulebook, the FDE rulebook, the restrictions, the car restrictions, the schedule, all of the content from previous rounds, and all of the plans for future rounds. As we are about halfway through the main event here at Road Atlanta for round 4. Thank you for joining us today. We're seeing a Judge 1 advanced for Bubba, a Judge 2 OMT, and a Judge 3 OMT. So ladies and gentlemen, it is a one more time from Daddy Dilds and Bubba. I gotta be honest with you, one more times are my favorite. I gotta be honest. I'm sure if I was a competitor, they'd be my least favorite. But man, I love seeing these drivers really push each other to the limits. This is a live showing of skill expression and building on one another. Of course, anything can happen at this point. One more times, again, can be a blessing or a burden. But we have Daddy Dilds back in the lead and Bubba in the chase. Now take a look at this entry. Let's see how much angle these drivers are able to get on this entry. A little bit of contact there, a lot less speed from Daddy Dilds on that entry into the initiation 1 zone. Looking calm, cool, and collected is Daddy Dilds through the outer zones. Bubba with a little bit of a tire drop there on inner clip 4. But still showing strong here. Not many mistakes to take note of. A little bit of early contact, but nothing major. A little tire on the dirt, but nothing major. But again, when you have a mistakeless run, those tiny, tiny details are where the judges are going to be making their decisions. Shake and bake here in the crowd. Great to see you. We have Bubba in the lead here at Road Atlanta and Daddy Dilds in the chase, fighting for their top 4 position. A beautiful synchronized entry into the first few inner clipping zones, and a tire drop and some contact there from Daddy Dilds and a straighten out, but Bubba saying, that doesn't faze me. I am going to finish this course strong. You better watch out. Daddy Dilds trying to make up the space and the time, able to do so before the end of the judges' zone, but just a couple of small mistakes from both drivers on the lead and chase. Again, a difficult decision for our judges here, but we'll take it over to the panel and see how they think this run went. Love to see that I mean, of course, we don't want too much contact, but I don't know, something about a driver able to bring, like a driver's ability to bring back the car into control from taking that massive amount of contact and kind of incorporating that momentum shift, that momentum gain rather, into a deeper drift, into you know, a continuation of their drift and not letting it phase them too much. Really great stuff from Daddy Dilds and Bubba. A pleasure to see the one more time. Always crossing my fingers during these one more times that you don't end up seeing some, you know, egregious accident. Unfortunately, earlier we did see GT2 Picasso kind of let the repetition perhaps getting to him and messing up that initiation zone and going onto the grass. But that's the kind of mistake that can happen when you're having so many runs back to back to back. It becomes sort of a marathon of drifting at that point when you have so many back to back runs. It's great to see you, Shake and Bake. I hope you're well, brother. We have some fans for Bubba on YouTube. Irish7340. Gonna be happy to see Bubba taking a Judge 1 advance. We have Judge 2 and Judge 3 still deliberating. Yes, indeed, New Order, they are, and we have word. It is Judge 1, Judge 2, Judge 3, advance for Bubba. Daddy Dilds, crowd favorite Daddy Dilds, a high-scoring competitor in each of the rounds he competes in, robotic smoothness on the track, and yet Bubba able to kick out Daddy Dilds and make his way into the top 4 with Ranga and I believe Karma. So we're going to take a quick look at the top 32 bracket and see how it fares before we go to commercial break. Yes, indeed, we do have... Nope, I'm sorry about that. Karma was kicked out in the top 8. 242 Ranga made it to the top 4. So we do have 2 out of the 4 drivers who are making it into the semifinals. It is 242 Ranga and Bubba. What an incredible set of one more times there for Picasso and Daddy Dilds. And then even more one more times between Daddy Dilds and Bubba. Daddy Dilds going back to back so many times on this track and still showing so consistently. Small little mistakes here and there at this point are where the details are for the judges. And Daddy Dilds, thank you so much for competing there and really showcasing what FDE is all about with so many runs back to back. But we'll be back here in just a moment after these messages. Don't go anywhere, and we'll have more head-to-head action for you soon.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back to Forza Drift Events Round 4 here at Road Atlanta. We have been going through the main event today. We have seen drivers make it all the way through the top 32, top 16, and top 8 to make it to the top 4. So far, the 242 Ranga and Bubba making it into the top 4 drivers here of Round 4. A quick peek at the bracket before we get back into the action. You'll see how exactly these drivers made it into the top 4. Ranga with a fortunate bye run of the first top 32 to top 16 battle. Ranga taking out Solo Lesie. No small feat there at all. Solo Lesie, an incredibly talented FDE driver. And then Ranga really with a difficult bracket run here with Solo Lesie and then Karma Mark IV. really great drivers, but Ranga able to get the W on both, making it into the top 4, and then we see Bubba taking out Jetstream and Funky Monkey and Daddy Dilds with, if you ask me, a little bit of an upset on Daddy Dilds. Making it into the top 4 is Bubba. Back over to Road Atlanta, we will see our next head-to-head battle. It actually is going to be a bye run with Theo Draken on the line in the RX-7. Great to see Theo on the track. Unfortunately, this driver is unable to hear the horns. Forza Horizon 5 is a completely glitchless game. No, I'm joking. Of course, anyone here knows that Forza Horizon 5 has a bunch of weird quirks, but apparently an unfortunate part of the game's quirks for Theo is he's unable to hear horns. He's unable to hear horns in the private matches today and yesterday. I'm not exactly sure how to fix that. But again, as I've said before, it's a video game. We're all connecting online through the video game. It's an international competition, so we have drivers from all around the world. You're bound to have a couple of technical issues here and there, but Theo Draken making it through the course without problem, looking solid, and getting into the top 16 with that bye run. Up next, we should have a head-to-head battle. I do not believe this is another bye run, but we will see the bracket, or excuse me, the graphic update here quickly. I believe this is Hodo and a member of CCX. It's Lurki. Lurki in the lead position in the Corvette, and Hodo in the chase in the Lexus. Sorry about that. A little bit of an awkward start there. Had to make sure the audio was all good, but both drivers in proximity through the decel zone into inner clip 1 and inner clip 2. This is a difficult outer zone here for drivers all weekend long, but Lurki having no issue at all. Hodo having a little bit of a straighten out through inner clip 3, inner clip 4, and inner clip 5. A little bit of an awkward chase there at the end of the track for Hodo. I believe these drivers are fighting for their top 16 position. Lurki now in the chase, and Hodo touching a little bit of grass there before the judge section, but no harm, no foul. We see both drivers going through the initiation zone, a little bit straight through inner clip 2, but looking solid through the both outer zones, making their way through the keyhole currently, looking solid. But Lurki is absolutely gluing himself to the door of lead driver Hodo. Barely any proximity to be noticed at all. Hodo having a blast here at Road Atlanta, enjoying some 360s after their runs to shake out those nerves. We'll take it over to the judges panel and see what they say about this run. Really looking good for both drivers there. I think what I noticed the most was on Hodo's chase run, just a little bit of struggle through the keyhole to keep angle. Although he might be following the line of the lead driver, it was just not enough angle maintained through the course. It is Lurki advancing on to the top 16, and Hodo looking onward to round 5. I remember this Corvette. I remember this Corvette from qualifying runs. It is SDTG in the classic Vet going up against Prince in the chase. bit of proximity here, and Prince making it onto the grass. Meanwhile, SDTG is just smoking through this course right now. Out ahead by a large margin is SDTG, really running away through Road Atlanta there. Prince trying to keep up, but as soon as they hit those outer zones, that deceleration, you know, it takes a lot of effort, it takes a lot of grip, rather, for these cars to speed back up after that keyhole. But with more speed on the chase comes more speed management. So if SDTG can manage his speed well enough to stay behind Prince here, they have a major advantage in this head-to-head so far. Prince looking solid. OZ1 though met with a little bit of an early exit. SDTG doing fantastic with the speed management. A little bit of contact there, but nothing too much. Nothing that sends Prince off course. And Prince might have had that initial chasing run be the deciding factor here. That Corvette, really surprising to see. I don't think anyone else in FDE has been running that Corvette. So let's go ahead and see if this is indeed what we suspect. It is indeed an SDTG Advance. I'm sure Prince will be looking back at the whiteboard, looking where he can make improvements on that build. I look forward to seeing you back in round 5, Prince. Thank you for competing. Great to have you. But your time in round 4 ends here and now with TG making it into the top 16. A quick peek at our live bracket. We do see on the bottom left Theo Draken making it in with that buy run, because unfortunately MFA unable to show up. Lurki taking out Hodo, and then TG taking out Prince. So you know what's up next. It is Kade Vine going up against Kid Cythe. Kid Cythe in the chase, Kade Vine in the lead. Love to see the liveries, love to see the representation on the liveries, love to see the designs, and love to see this initiation on Road Atlanta. A little bit of rear tires on the grass for chase driver Kid Cythe, and some oversteer from our lead driver Kade Vine. A little bit of mistakes here and there for both drivers. I would say that might be a lead driver DNF. Kade Vine not able to make that transition between Outer Zone 1 and Outer Zone 2. The wrong line can spell defeat. Too much deceleration, you grip up way too much, car bogs down, and you come to a halt. That is a lead drive DNF. So unless Kid Cythe DNFs here, that might be all she wrote. Kid Cythe looking solid with the initiation through the first couple of inner clipping zones. Outer Zone 1 looking solid. Little bit of contact sending Kid Cythe out of the track there for just a moment, but you love to see these drivers manage that contact, manage those little bits of mistakes here and there, and bring the car back into control for a great rest of the run for lead driver Kid Cythe. And I think that lead drive DNF for Kade Vine might be the end of their time here in round 4. It is indeed Kid Cythe making it into the top 16. And a small, easy mistake like that from Kade Vine, it's easy to make it for anyone. You misjudge the throttle time, the braking time. It's very easy to make that sort of mistake. That is a common zone for those kinds of mistakes and for contact here in the main event. But moving on into a top 16 battle, fighting for their right into the top 8, it is going to be Theo, Draken in the lead, and Lurki in the chase.
Shanji, hello.
Oh, I'm getting some... Hello.
Give me just... Hello. Okay,
Hello.
so since Theo can't hear his horn, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take my beautiful R33 here, and as soon as I drive through, I clear the road like this, I go to the grass behind me.
Okay.
It's a go, because he can't hear the horn, so this is the only way we can make it fair for everybody. So this battle is handled like this. Okay, I'll make sure the drivers know this as well.
All right, sounds good. A little bit of a change in the way we're going to start this, because one of our drivers unfortunately cannot hear the horn. So instead of me running the horn, we're going to have Shred It in the R33 up there reverse onto the grass. And once that car makes it onto the grass, our drivers will be set to go. Here we are at the start. Theo in the lead and Lurki in the chase. Theo with some wild initiation into the decel zone, and the inner clip 1 looking for that transition. A little bit of a late transition for lead driver Theo, but Lurki making his way to the door. Theo looking a little shaky, like it could have been an oversteer situation there, but pulling back together a solid run. Lurki on the door, but it does not matter. Theo Draken with major angle through Road Atlanta. Perhaps a little bit of a mistake there in a late transition for lead driver Theo into inner clip 2. And a bit of tire contact with the grass on outer zone 2. But nonetheless, a great start there. I believe we're going to have another start here with the R33 reversing onto the grass, trying to make the accommodations where we can so that it is as fair as can be. Both drivers get the signal to go, and it is Theo Draken in the chase and Lurki in the lead. Hopefully Theo can get the grip he needs to make it up to the front of the pack. He does make it up again with a late transition into inner clip 2, which causes a bit of a snafu through outer zone 1. But again, pulling it back together, that Mazda able to get a lot of angle, but Lurki is just up there chilling like a villain, having their way with Road Atlanta, free from anyone on their doors. I think proximity and mistake leads me to believe that might be a Lurki W. But man, I have not seen an RX-7 hold that much angle like that. It might as well be an S15 out here. Looks like we have our judges deliberating. We do have one judge for Lurki. Judge 2 for Lurki. So Lurki making his way into the top 8. Theo Draken ending here in the top 16. A great run. Just a little bit of issue trying to get that RX-7 to transition the body weight for that inner clip 2 on the lead and the chase. Just kind of not able to make that transition after inner clip 1. And of course on the chase, straightening out through outer zone 1 while Lurki was rolling away. That was what the judges saw. But nonetheless, thank you for your competition here today, Theo. We appreciate you competing even despite the technical issues. We'll look forward to having you in round 5, and congrats on moving forward into the bracket. But now we have SDTG and Kid Cythe on the line. SDTG in the lead and Kid Cythe in the chase. kicking a cone out wide. This Corvette kind of on a perfect line. Look at that thing fly. Looking so solid through here. Consistent angle. Burning rubber. Kid Cythe struggling. Can't decide between running the track with angle or trying to straighten out to catch up. That Corvette up there really leaving competitors in the dust this weekend. Let's see if Kid Cythe can put on a show in the lead. TG perhaps able to get the speed, but can TG get the angle here? Little bit of contact there between our lead and chase. Really trying to pay attention to how SDTG is managing their angle and speed through these zones. A little shaky there. Definitely can tell where the left foot braking is taking place. Really interesting run here. I almost want to see it one more time just to study it more because this is such an interesting matchup. But we'll take it to the judges panel. Of course, speed is not everything. If you're going fast, that's great. But kind of how Solo Lesie does it. Solo Lesie does not sacrifice angle for that speed. Always going sideways, even at higher speeds. SDTG might have left some angle on the track in favor of proximity. Yeah, it's honestly, I'm a little shaky here with this drone car, with the camera car, the FDE camera car. You know, lots of decel, lots of XL, there's lots going on, so it's hard to keep it right on the tail. But it looks like Kid Cythe is taking the advance on into the rest of the bracket, and SDTG, unfortunately, the strategy not able to take them any further here in round 4. That strategy being, hey, we gotta go fast, but a little bit, perhaps too little angle while taking that speed and taking the proximity. Very interesting result there. Very interesting. But we move on to Lurki and Kid Cythe. Lurki in the lead and Kid Cythe in the chase. I believe this is a top 8 competition. A top 8 head-to-head here. Lots of angle here through the initiation. That is the kind of angle we're looking for. Looking incredible through outer zone 2 is Lurki. Kid Cythe looking composed here on this run. A lot less proximity between him and the lead driver, but Lurki's still getting a lot of speed, burning tires to open up that door. Even though that proximity looked like a lot, there was a lot more angle from the lead driver there. Ooh, some big contact there. Doesn't look like it really hurt Kid Cythe, but perhaps puts Lurki into a bit of an understeer situation. Going through the keyhole here, both drivers with synchronized transitions into the last section of the track. Lots of little bumper contacts there. Looking incredible. Definitely you see Lurki closer in proximity throughout the entire course there, but with a bit of contact and perhaps a lack of angle. There's lots to consider here. Very similar lead and chase run there. So yeah, looking at the judges panel while we wait for the decision. It's a one more time between Lurki and Kid Cythe. Back to the line. All right. Lurki once again in the lead, and Kid Cythe once again in the chase. Fighting for top 8 here in round 4. Massive initiation from Lurki. Love to see that. Almost 90-degree initiation into the inner clipping zones. Lots of angle through this outer zones in inner clip 3. Inner clip 4 looking absolutely fantastic, making Kid Cythe really play catch up throughout the entire course. Very interesting to see these Corvettes, man. I saw Bubba's Corvette earlier manage so much angle, and it's got me thinking that these Corvette drivers have figured something out with their cars. Lots of angle without sacrificing speed. It's beautiful to see. Big initiation from Kid Cythe as well. Starting out strong here. Looking great through outer zone 1 and outer zone 2. Perhaps not as much angle through outer zone 1 as they may have wanted. Missing inner clip 3. Definitely going to lose some points on the consideration of line there. Kid Cythe might have made a fatal mistake by missing inner clipping zone 3 after the keyhole. That might be a Lurki W. Let's take it to the panel. Good to see you, Redzer. Good to see you, Alex, over on Twitch. Hope you guys are enjoying the head-to-head battles here we have today. And before your eyes, it is a Lurki taking out Kid Cythe from the top 8. Congratulations, Lurki. Look forward to seeing you back here in round 5. Kid Cythe, fantastic battles today. Fantastic qualifying scores yesterday. But I believe that is it, all we have for this convoy. Let's go ahead and look at the top 32 bracket as it is updated. We do have, actually, that was not a top 8 battle. That was a top 4 battle. I'm a little confused here, but that's why I keep taking quick looks at the top 32 bracket. However, we do see Lurki and Kid Cythe in that top 8 position, the quarterfinals, fighting it out for the semifinals position. We do see, of course, Lurki in that top 4. We have now Ranga, Bubba, and Lurki waiting for their chance to go head-to-head for the first and second place positions for the final head-to-head. But of course, on the bottom right hand of your bracket, we do see an entire group of 8 drivers waiting to find their way through the bracket. We'll have more head-to-head action when we come back.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back again to round 4 here at Road Atlanta. Coming in to the end of today's main event, but we have some incredible head-to-heads up for you next. There are going to be a couple of differences to the bracket. I just got some news from FDE Shreddit, our owner and organizer of this event. So let's go ahead and take a look at the bracket. I believe what I was told is there is another show, no show. So I believe T-Masters in the 3rd seed and the no-show in the 30th seed. So if you look at the middle right side of this bracket, you're going to see T-Masters and a no-show. I believe T-Masters also was unable to make it today. So between MetaZone Warf and Reaper King, whoever wins that head-to-head battle will automatically go in to the top 8 position. But with that being said, we are currently loading in to the map. We're making our way to the starting line here on Road Atlanta. Great to have everyone here today this weekend for FDE Round 4. Been enjoying seeing all of the different cars. I feel like each round we see a different group of drivers. Of course, there's a lot of repeat drivers, but I love seeing drivers who may have not been able to make it for a round or two come back and strut their stuff on the track. Good to see you in the chat there, Theo. Great runs today. How's everyone on YouTube? The YouTube chat, I gotta be honest with you. YouTube wins. YouTube definitely wins when it comes to the replays. The video player just has so much more options. It's so much more nice. But the Twitch emote culture just is a complete W. YouTube just does not have the emote culture that Twitch does. But that being said, hopefully everyone on YouTube is enjoying themselves as well. We are loading into the map. Lurki, Ranga, and Bubba are waiting in the semifinals for the last driver to be decided. Once again, there are 2 no-shows on the right hand of your screen. An unfortunate event here in round 4, but we move forward. MetaZone versus Reaper King. Jordan Foe, a personal favorite, going up against Twin A. Hey, I'm not a judge. I'm allowed to have personal favorites, just by the way. And we see Levi going up against Dead to You G59. Great group of drivers making their way to the line here at Road Atlanta to fight for these top 16, top 8, and eventually top 4 positions. It just goes to show you that if you, I feel like there's at least a few drivers each event, a few FDE fans perhaps, that look at the competition and think, well, maybe next time, maybe I need to put more time in my car, maybe I need to practice a little bit more. And that might be true, but what a better way to practice than preparation for one of these events. And there's always space for more drivers. Always. There's 2 more events. We're only halfway through season 4 here with FDE. So always ready for more drivers to join in on the fun and potentially make it into the top 16 with a bye run like we saw some drivers today. No, I'm joking. Hopefully in round 5 we have enough drivers to fill out the entire bracket and we don't have so many no-shows. We do apologize, but of course, I'll say it once again, it is an online international competition, so between technical issues and time zone differences and all that jazz, it's bound to create some issues. But for every viewer that has shown up on Twitch or YouTube today, thank you for showing up and enjoying yourself and this weekend with FDE. And to all of our drivers this weekend, it has been an absolute pleasure to commentate the qualifying runs and, of course, today's main event, head-to-head battles. I believe we are ready and set to continue the head-to-head action. Let's take it over to Road Atlanta and see who we have on the starting line. It looks like we have MetaZone Warf and Reaper King going head-to-head up first. I believe we had an unfortunate disconnection from MetaZone Warf, so instead, we're going to see Jordan Foe and Twin A. Jordan Foe driving the 2005 BMW M3, ever since the start of this season. I remember seeing that BMW at Okayama in round 1, for those of you who might remember as well. But we are here on the line ready to hit it, so let's see what these drivers have for us. It's Jordan Foe and Twin A fighting for a top 16 position. Big initiation with a bit of an inner clip, 1 miss. Not a bit, a lot of miss. There's a big gap between Jordan and that inner clip 1 position, but it is no time to worry about that now. It is time to get through the rest of the course. Jordan looking strong through the rest of the course, and Twin A not too far behind, but an uncharacteristic miss from that first zone for our lead driver Jordan there. We'll go ahead and switch it up with Twin A on the lead and Jordan Foe in the chase. Looks like Twin A is taking his time to get the speed he needs into the first initiation, or excuse me, into the decel zone and initiation for inner clip 1 and inner clip 2. Looking solid, definitely not a miss. But we'll see how the rest of this course goes. Jordan really sticking to the door of Twin A here. A bit of a late transition for Jordan through the keyhole, but still making it through the rest of the track. I'm not exactly sure what to think about that run. Lots of little things here and there for both drivers. Wouldn't surprise me if it was a 1 more time called, but we will see what the drivers panel has to say. One more time. Doesn't surprise me one bit. Jordan Foe and Twin A with a second chance to go through Road Atlanta, tighten up the nuts and bolts, and try to put up an even cleaner run. A little bit of shakiness, a little bit of mistake here and there for both drivers leads to 1 more time here at Road Atlanta. Jordan in the lead once again, and Twin A in the chase. Not a miss at all there from Jordan. Definitely looking a little bit more happy with that. Inner clip 1, some tires on the dirt in outer zone 1 for Jordan, and a bit of contact there from Twin A, pushing him a little bit wide through the keyhole. And once again on inner clip 4, small bits of contact here and there, aren't too much to scoff at though. A fairly clean run there from both drivers. Twin A really showing, hey, I can catch up. The problem is that proximity opening up and closing over and over, I don't know, might cause some issues for that chase run for Twin A, but now Twin A is on the lead and Jordan in the chase. Twin A coming out wide for their initiation into the decel zone. Full coverage of inner clip 1 and outer zone 1. Looking like an incredible lead run here from Twin A, Jordan Foe, but staying on the door. Ooh, a little bit of a tire drop there. I'm not sure exactly what caused that, but a tire drop from Twin A into the dirt after inner clip 3. Very interesting. Our judges are going to have to replay that and look back at it to see exactly what happened. I'm not sure who caused the contact, if that was a contactless mistake from lead driver Twin A. But thanks to the power of YouTube, we will be able to review the gameplay instantly. Man, could you imagine if Twitch also had the ability to rewind and pause live streams? Oh my god. But that's a conversation for an entirely different day. Right now, we have on the line Jordan Foe and Twin A. There was a one more time Twin A with a tire drop, you know. I feel like if there was contact, it would have to be from the front end of Jordan and the rear bumper of Twin A to push him towards the inside. So perhaps Jordan, in his transition, caused too much contact between himself and Twin A. The transition between inner clip 3 and inner clip 4, of course, going from the right hand to the left hand side. I think Jordan hit the rear end of Twin A, causing him to roll over that corner right before inner clip 4. So that might have been a DNF from Jordan Foe. Oh my god, it is a Twin A advance. I gotta be honest, there have been quite a few upsets today, and I think this one qualifies. Twin A with an advanced onward in the bracket, while Jordan Foe, again, perhaps another crowd favorite. Maybe I'm just picking favorites all willy-nilly, but a veteran here getting kicked out by Twin A. Congratulations, Twin A. And Jordan Foe, of course, great runs. Looking forward to see you in round 5, brother. Let's take a look at the top 32 bracket. That was Twin A taking out Jordan Foe. Up next, I believe we're going to have Levi and Dead to You G59. Looks like Dead to You is on the line and ready to go. Unfortunately, due to some Forza Horizon 5 disconnections, we do have to regroup. This is going to be a short commercial break. We apologize for the inconvenience, but don't go anywhere. The rest of round 4 is yet to be had.
Forza Creators Guild.
Forza Creators Guild.
Welcome back once again to round 4 of Season 4 of Forza Drift events. Of course, you know where we're at. We're at Road Atlanta. But unfortunately, you don't know that we're having tons of connection issues right now. So unfortunately, we do not have the convoy ready just yet, but we are working on it behind the scenes. We do have drivers from all around the world on different platforms. It is quite incredible to think that we can all come together on this game and enjoy our time together, but it is not without the occasional technical difficulties. So while we are working on it behind the scenes, I'm going to take it to the chats. So youtube.com/Forza Drift events. How are you guys doing? I see Ranga and Irish, Jordan TG in there, Kid Cythe. Hopefully for the drivers who have competed this weekend, or for the drivers who are still in the bracket, are enjoying yourselves here on YouTube. Would you guys like to see the bracket? I am happy to provide. Where it at? I got you. Here it at. Here it is. Bubba, Ranga, Lurki. Lurki fighting his way through Hodo, Theo, Draken, and Kid Cythe to make it to those top 4 positions. We did see Bubba go through Funky Monkey, Jetstream, and Daddy Dilds. And of course, Ranga with one hell of a bracket run. Solo Lesie and Karma Mark IV. Big names in FDE. And Ranga able to take that Volvo and slice through them all. You seen the automatons have been cleared out? That's a Helldivers 2 reference. This is a Forza stream, sir. Are you lost? No, I'm joking. Good to see you, Reducey. I don't know if anyone here happens to play Helldivers 2 lately, but, you know, pretty damn good game. Good to see you, Joshy Jenkins. SGP, great to see you. For democracy. Yeah, if you guys don't play Helldivers 2, I gotta be honest with you, if you're not practicing for round 5, you might want to check it out. I gotta be honest, it's a really freaking good game. Hey, Reborn, great to see you. We missed the Hornet, man. We missed the Hornet. Or, excuse me, it wasn't the Hornet, it was the Wasp. That, what is that, Lincoln Co. 03 Plus? The Lincoln Co. 03 Plus car. We saw DWD Reborn in round 3, taking that 03 Plus through its paces on Englishtown. Lots of fun. Been dialing it in on Orlando Speed World. Sweet. We stand Volvo users. Exactly. Code Shacks. Exactly. Who doesn't love to see that little car? I really love the way the car looks, and I feel like its like turning radius is way more than a lot of other cars in the game. Like it can hold, it's almost like it has a from factory angle kit. You know what I'm saying? Super democracy. Great to see you, New Order. Hope you've been well, friend. We are still experiencing technical difficulties. Man, I don't know about you guys. Are you guys having problems with Xbox today, perhaps? Sometimes, I swear, Microsoft or Forza, I don't know, someone does an update and everything is broken for like a couple of weeks. Dealing with some server issues. All of Sweden is smiling right now, trust. The 1S trash, gotcha. The Xbox One S is trash. I'm Funky Monkey, by the way. Oh, what's up, Funky Monkey? Yeah, that's part of the game, right? We have some players on, you know, several $1,000 PCs. We have some budget PCs in the community, right? We have Xbox Series X, Xbox One X, Xbox One S, right? There's so many different platforms that this game supports. It's incredible that it works at all. Although, of course, we paid for it, so it should work automatically. But of course, if you guys have been gaming for long enough, you know that part of the process is dealing with connection issues or whatever. I remember back in the day, I actually would get scratched discs. I love having a physical media for all of my games or music or whatever, but I don't miss having to put toothpaste on my scratched Xbox discs. I don't know if anybody else here was that desperate back in the day to play their favorite game, but I remember smearing toothpaste and peanut butter. I was probably ruining it more than I was helping it. But I remember trying to get all my scratched PlayStation 2 or Xbox 360 discs to work. I swear it worked. I swear it worked. Yes, really, dog. The toothpaste is so real, dog. Yes, I'm telling you. It got desperate for a little while. Especially when you know, sometimes you can't afford a full game or a brand new game, so you get one of those used games from GameStop, right? And you pull it out of the package, and it still has a scratch on it, and you're back there in your bathroom, scrubbing toothpaste on a disc. Anyways, thought I was having problems with my Series X last night. Turns out the problem was my controller. Well. No Show racing himself. Yeah, that was a sick head-to-head over there. Yeah, I've been having a lot of issues with my PC lately. It's been a little bit better. You used to lick your discs to get them to work. Somehow, I don't believe you. You think your saliva was going to fix the scratches on your disc, man? Not internet issues, but the state I live in is 136,000 people don't have power. Oh my God, that's awful. Hopefully whoever your governor is taking care of that, as it is their job. No one will ever forget the time they turned the 360 vertical from horizontal for the first time. I remember when I did that with my PlayStation 2 for the first time, and I don't know if you guys remember. If you know what I'm talking about. But the PlayStation 2 logo on the disc tray could actually be rotated 90 degrees, so it would look good standing or look good laying down. Gotta love the PlayStation 2 console, man. It was my first modern console. I didn't have PlayStation 1, but I had PS2, and I swear I put so much time in on that machine. Still have it. With all my scratched discs covered in peanut butter and toothpaste. Okay, guys, we are loading into the map finally. I'm not exactly sure what is going on, but Road Atlanta, here we come. Hopefully I can click the camera card before the time is out. Okay, there we go. Excuse me. Still have Horizon 1, and it's all messed up. Hastings, $1.50 resurface. No way. Hastings, what's that? I did the hot breathe on the disc. Oh, you steamed your disc. Your Xbox 360 disc to try to get it to work. That's hilarious. Your taste buds, and yes, saliva dissolves contaminants. My gosh. The whole toothpaste and peanut butter trick was originally trying to fill in the small scratches, the really like shallow scratches. But that's funny. I feel like everyone from back in the day had their own method of trying to fix their scratched discs. But anyways, back into FDE Season 4, Round 4. Thank you guys so much for your patience. It's a pleasure chatting. Thank you guys for understanding that, hey, sometimes things go wrong and there's nothing you can do but go with the flow. So thank you guys for chilling over on YouTube and here on Twitch. You sure the problem wasn't something herbal? No, it was not. We are loading in currently. I believe the first head-to-head we're going to see is going to be MetaZone Warf versus Reaper King. I believe both of these drivers did make it into the lobby. We are still loading, so we'll see how long this loading screen lasts. Best store to ever exist. That's really interesting. I'm surprised. I mean, I feel like repair. This is again off topic as we wait for our game to work. But repair stores for any industry, for any hobby, are far and few between these days, aren't they? Not a lot of repair going on. But I don't even buy physical discs anymore for my games. I just always buy the digital version, which, is a whole, it's a whole other conversation. We are loading in. Let's see how many drivers have made it into the lobby. Hopefully everyone, but I'm not holding my breath. Let's go ahead and take it over to the Keys to Victory page so you guys can enjoy a fly-through of the map. Get back into the swing of things. We do have Metazone Warf and we have Reaper King, Bubba, Lurki, Ranga, Twin A, Metazone Warf, and Dead to You. I believe we have the drivers we need for at least the next few head-to-heads. Gamer's Heaven. Interesting. So we should be loading in here shortly. We're going to make our way over to the starting line. And once again, Metazone Warf and Reaper King will be fighting for a top 8 position since we had 2 no-shows in the bracket above them. So as we load in here, we can go ahead and take a quick peek again at the top 32, see how many head-to-heads we have before we get to the last few major head-to-heads. We have 1, 2, 3, just 3 until we get to the top 4. So 3 head-to-heads coming up before we get to the top 4 drivers, and then it is the semifinals and, of course, the finals of round 4 coming up soon. If Xbox and Playground Games allows, we'll head over to Road Atlanta as we cruise on over to the starting line. Shout out CCEU. But Metazone Warf will be in the lead position and Reaper King will be in the chase. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in or if you're just hearing the stream and you're not looking at the stream, we are back in Road Atlanta. This is, of course, round 4. We are coming in with Metazone Warf in the lead and Reaper King in the chase. A bit of a long wait there. We'll see if these drivers still have some heat in their tires, so to say. Metazone Warf taking off like a bat out of hell. But Reaper King coming back to say hello. A big decel through outer zone 2 for Metazone Warf. But Reaper King was prepared for it. Very close side to side here through these last couple of clipping points. Looking solid from both drivers. Not much of note so far. Looking pretty clean. Okay. We have Reaper King in the lead, Metazone Warf in the chase. That is a Reaper King Interclip 1 miss. Unless Metazone Warf makes an egregious mistake, that one zone miss may be the difference between top 8 and top 32 for Reaper King. A lot of contact there before the end of the judge zone. That was legal. I'm pretty sure that the judge zone ends at the line in front of us, so that contact was in the judged section. A lot of contact from Metazone Warf on Reaper King right before the bell rang. I'm interested in seeing if that has an effect on the judging. Sometimes when you miss when you miss or when you hit zones like that, of course, if you think about the end of the track, inner clip 5 is a long ways away from the end of the judge section, and when you are repeating these runs over and over, you're practicing them all the time, you can kind of get a little bit lackadaisical with where you're ending your run. And so after, I don't know who is at fault there, I can't exactly remember, but perhaps thinking that the run was done after they hit inner clip 5 and not realizing that the judge section was still far away. Lots of contact there. I think this might be a one more time. Metazone Warf might have caused a DNF run from Reaper King. That's a Reaper King advance. That was a Metazone Warf mistake. At the end of their chasing run, Metazone Warf had a major advantage going into their chase run, but an unfortunate major contact situation happened before the end of the judge section, sending Reaper King onward into the top 8 here in round 4. That was very surprising. I am kind of at a loss for words. Small mistakes like that, ladies and gentlemen, when it comes to competition, even at this level, can change things so drastically, so quickly. So again, the top 32 bracket now looks like Reaper King continues onward into the bracket. Of course, that was a top 16 run, but Reaper King is going to be fighting a bye run for their top 8 position. Who is on the line now? We have Dead to You G59 with a bye run. Dead to You G59. Beautiful livery, beautiful car. Seasoned FDE vet, making his way through the inner clipping zone a little bit ugly, but still making his way through. This will be an easy bye run for Dead to You G59, just making his way calmly through the track. So this will be I think a top 16 position for Dead to You. A couple of bye runs here and there definitely changes things. Yeah, so that was Dead to You. It looks like Levi was unfortunately unable to get their machine to work. So Levi was a give me for Dead to You G59. We now will see Twin A going up against Dead to You. Twin A in the lead, Dead to You in the chase. Twin A with a pretty wild initiation there into inner clipping zone 1. But looking solid through the rest of the track. Dead to You doing a fantastic job of staying on Twin A's door here. A lot of speed lost through inner clipping zone 4. A little bit awkward from the camera car there, apologies. But definitely a clean run. Dead to You not making contact with lead driver at all throughout the course, but still managing to stay very close to that rear quarter panel. So it's up to Twin A to match that proximity here. Dead to You looking solid with the inner clipping 1 zone. Inner clip 2 a little bit late from both, but no problem. Outer zone 1 looking solid for Dead to You, but Twin A just planted side to side with Dead to You. Very slow. Both of these cars a little slow through the inner clipping 4 and 5 zones, struggling to catch up, but still Very, very close there from the lead and the chase. Wouldn't surprise me for a one more time. I'd say the proximity might have been a little bit closer for Twin A, but the angle a little bit better on the lead from Dead to You. I'm not sure. Hello, admin on Twitch. Good to see you. Looks like our judges are also taking time to consider each of the zones, each of the clips, each of the outer zones. The initiation for both drivers looks solid. You can see the repetition there. You can see the muscle memory kicking in. These drivers able to hit the inner clip one after the decel zone very easily. Really where the trouble came in is that long, flat outer zone 1 area. The transition, it's not really a transition, but a continuation of that right-handed drift from outer zone 1 to outer zone 2. It's a lot of deceleration there. It's not necessarily a deceleration zone, but you have to lose speed in order to pull the car into that right-hander and into inner clipping zone 3. For anyone on YouTube or Twitch looking at the FDE event and wondering what the car's restrictions are, you can of course head over to ForzaDriftEvents.com and find the rulebook and restrictions on the Discord or on the website. Looks like we have Judge 2 advance for Twin A. Judge 1 one more time, and Judge 3 with a Twin A advance. I got debated. I thought it was going to be a one more time between these drivers, but it looks like the judges have made up their mind. It is Twin A by the skin of his teeth, coming out on top over Dead to You G59. Great run, Dead to You. So close. Looking forward to seeing you in round 5 again. Thank you for competing, but your time in round 4 is up. Very, very close run there. I'm surprised that wasn't a one more time. But moving on, we should see updated on the graphic who is up next. It looks like Reaper King with a bye run. Is that true? Let's see. Yeah, it looks like Reaper King is on a bye run. We'll go ahead and get through this bye run really quickly. I believe we have some people not able to make it this weekend. Some drivers from qualifications were unable to make it for the main event, and then some unfortunate technical issues during the main event has caused some of our drivers to be unable to make it. But we do get to see Reaper King throw down a beautiful line through Road Atlanta. A little bit of that classic controller wobble, but that wobble doesn't mean nothing when you're on the track by yourself just enjoying some slides. Looking good, Reaper King. Hopefully we get you with a head-to-head up next. Let's go ahead and take a quick peek over at the top 32 bracket to see exactly what just happened. That was Reaper King with the no-show. Yeah, so that's the bye run we were talking about earlier. Reaper King automatically making it into the top 8 as we see the bracket updated before you. And ladies and gentlemen, this is a quarter-final head-to-head match. We are about to see Reaper King and Twin A throw down. We have Reaper King in the lead and Twin A in the chase. This is for a top 4 semi-final position. Lots of championship points on the line for the entire season here. And Reaper King missing the inner clip 1, and Twin A with a similar but different mistake, going a little bit too shallow and touching the dirt with the front tires. Both drivers coming back through the keyhole to meet each other for interclip 4. A bit of contact preventing Reaper King from coming back to the inside. A very eventful run there. A lot of different mistakes from both drivers. We'll see how the switch up takes place. But throughout the entire course, there at least one or both making a mistake on each zone. Very interesting. We'll see if Twin A can put up a clean line. If Twin A puts up a clean line, it might be bye-bye for Reaper King. Reaper King looking solidly on the door. A lot less proximity through those first couple of clips. Looking great through. Ooh, a little bit too much speed lost for Reaper King. Not able to make it to the door of Twin A through these zones. And Twin A knows what he has to do. He knows what's on the line. And he had to put up a clean line. And that is exactly what Twin A did. A clean line for the lead run might take it away from Reaper King. Or I could be completely wrong. Let's see. That is a Twin A advance for Judge 1 and Judge 3. It is a Twin A advance into the top 4. Reaper King with just a little bit too much sauce on the decel zone. Missing that first inner clip. And going a little bit too wide on interclip 4 as well. Just missing the clipping zones with a little bit too much speed and not enough grip to pull the car to the inside. Twin A advances. Okay. This is it. Superb Locket on Twitch. Great to see you. YouTube, Twitch. This is your top 5. The 242 Ranga, Bubba, Lurki, and Twin A. This is about to be a top 4, a semi-final position fight for the first and second place spots. Up first, we're gonna see the 242 Ranga against Lurki. Ranga in the lead. I expect lots of angle and a great line from Ranga, so it's going to be up to Lurki to match. Beautiful entry into the track for Ranga. Lurki making sure he doesn't miss out on the door, and he has beautiful speed management through the very difficult outer zone 1 and outer zone 2 transitions, but some issues here before interclip 4 for Lurki on the chase. Straightening out, and I think Lurki knows that just bit him. Lurki straightening out on the inner clip 4, unable to maintain angle in the chase. That might have been a DNF, and if it wasn't a DNF, that might have been the deciding factor. It is up to Ranga. To make a mistake. It's up to Lurki to force that mistake. But Ranga is another robotic driver. Lurki with just so much angle. What an incredible show of skill here. You love to see these entries from these very, very practiced and in-form drivers. Both representing casual Crewx. An incredible lead run. But Ranga on the door for the majority of the track. No issues from Ranga in the chase, so I'm going to go ahead and venture to guess that's going to be a Ranga W. Lurki with one single mistake. But that's the level of competition you get at the end of these top 32 brackets in FDE. One mistake makes the difference. Straightening out the car after interclip 3 and driving through interclip 4 by just a bit sends 242 Ranga into the finals. And Lurki looking onward for redemption, I assume, in round 5. Man, And I saw Lurki, as soon as the end of the judge section came, I saw Lurki just let off the gas and coast. I think he knew right then and there what was going on. But we have no time to wallow right now. We'll go ahead and take it back to Road Atlanta for another semi-final head-to-head fighting for position in the finals. It is Bubba in the Corvette in the lead and Twin A in the BMW on the chase. Bubba has shown wild angle, like he's figured out the secret formula for this Corvette this weekend. Beautiful entry from Bubba there. Looks like Twin A is really fighting the car here. A bit of an event there. Could have ended really poorly, but Twin A able to put on the brakes and prevent himself from forcing a crash there. Very interesting. There's not as much of a gap between Bubba and Twin A as Bubba was able to create for previous head-to-heads, but it was still there nonetheless. Bubba creating a gap that the chase driver just cannot keep up. Perhaps with an advantage going into this chase, it's up to Twin A to force the mistake and make magic happen. Twin A with the finals position on the board. No pressure. Bit of contact there through inner clip 1, but no big deal. Little bit of contact through outer zone 2. No big deal. Bubba comes back onto the door of Twin A. Twin A doing a fantastic lead here, but it might not be enough to make Bubba flinch. Bubba and Twin A going all the way with their slides out to the wide rumble packs and finishing out the judge section with style. Fantastic showing there. We'll take it over to the panel and see how the judges think about that one. Beautiful run. That's a Bubba Judge 1 advance, and I think I know where this is going. It is indeed Bubba advancing on to the finals here in round 4. Twin A making a great run through the bracket. Of course, there were a couple of bye runs here and there, but nonetheless making it all the way into the top 4. A fantastic showing, but your time here in round 4 is up, and Bubba advances to meet the 242 Ranga in the finals. Ladies and gentlemen, here is your live bracket. This is it for everything on the table. The 242 Ranga and Bubba making it into the finals. The 242 Ranga with a bye run, taking out major names, Solo Lesie and Karma, Mark IV, and Lurki. Bubba fighting his way through Jetstream, Funky Monkey, Daddy Dilds, and Twin A. We meet here at Road Atlanta in round 4 with 242 Ranga on the lead in the Volvo and Bubba in the chase in the Corvette. This is the finals for Road Atlanta round 4. It all starts with the initiation. Ranga, again, a robotic driver. The consistency is over 9,000, and Bubba matches the angle and the coverage all the way through OZ2. Looking fantastic through the keyhole. A little bit of a tire drop there from Ranga. Ooh, that absolutely could spell defeat. A small tire drop there from Ranga at the transition between inner clip 3 and inner clip 4. Otherwise, a perfect run. Small event like that can mean all the difference here. We'll now see Bubba in the lead. If Bubba can throw down with a perfect run without a tire drop, the judges might have seen that, and that might make the difference. Ranga is ready to go. Bubba with a fantastic entry. I have to assume, yes, it is indeed perfect coverage over inner clip 1 and 2. Outer zone 1 with a stylish e-brake extension, looking fantastic through the keyhole. Ranga on the door. No tire drop for Bubba. Bubba is ready to take this gold, throwing down and even creating a little bit of distance between him and the chase driver Ranga at the end of the run. An incredible showing from Bubba in the Corvette. I almost cannot believe what I just saw. We're going to take it to the judges panel, but we have to unpack that. A little bit of an uncharacteristic mistake from Ranga on the lead run, leaving him vulnerable to what was nearly a perfect run from Bubba on the lead. Wouldn't that be something if one small tire drop makes the difference? We'll go ahead and see what our judges have to think. Of course, they're using YouTube to rewind and review exactly what happened in that run. We'll go ahead and take our time letting them deliberate. What do you guys think? We see some fans going for a one more time. Some people cheering on Bubba, got the W. Some people looking for a Ranga win. This is incredible. I'm like actually shaking. That was an incredible run from both drivers. Our judges looking for the smallest differences, the smallest tire drop or angle correction or late transition. You know what I mean? The depth of coverage for the car on each of these clipping zones is really where the judges are going to be looking for the differences, because let's be honest, Ranga and Bubba really representing FDE here with incredibly consistent and high angle, high speed runs, really kind of pushing themselves ahead of the pack today and finding one another here at Road Atlanta. Ranga looked smooth on the chase. Bubba was straightening on the chase. We have some fans voting for their favorite. It's tied. 1 for Ranga, 1 for Bubba. Judge 3 makes the decision. Oh, they're teasing us. Judge 3 waiting on Judges 3 decision. An advance for Ranga from Judge 1. An advance for Bubba on Judge 2. The anticipation is killing me. Judge 3 is doing this on purpose. Oh my gosh. I have to believe this is going to be a one more time. I have to believe that there's some discussion being had for a one more time. And I got to be honest with you, that would be absolutely welcomed. Everyone waiting to see what they're going to say, and it is a Judge 3 one more time. It is too close to say who takes the gold here in round 4. We're going to bring back 242 Ranga and Bubba to the line. It is a one more time, and I guarantee you Ranga is going to be perfect. That tire drop, I have not seen him drop a tire all weekend. Let's see how much cleaner this clean set of drivers can get. We are back on the line with the gold final. It is Ranga in the lead and Bubba in the chase. Make sure I don't cause any issues here in the camera car. Another beautiful decel into inner clip 1, inner clip 2 hit with full coverage. Oh my gosh, synchronized handbrakes into the keyhole through outer zone 1, inner clip 3 hit beautifully. No tire drops to be had here. Inner clip 4 and inner clip 5 hit side to side. That might have been one of the best runs we've seen all season. Ranga with a 10 out of 10 for me here on the commentators panel for that lead run, and Bubba just mimicking every move, synchronizing transitions, matching the angle of that Volvo, which is a tall task for any driver on Forza Horizon 5. And the last run, it is Ranga in the chase and Bubba in the lead. Bubba with perhaps a little bit of a correction there. Ranga with a little bit of contact, causing Bubba to oversteer just a touch, but absolutely in control of that Corvette. This is looking really similar to the first run. Perhaps a little bit of a gap opening up there right before the end of the judge section. Probably not too big of a deal. I don't know what to think anymore. These runs are so close. We'll take it over to the judges panel once again. I'm not even sure what to think anymore. Very intense finals between Ranga and Bubba. Bubba might have inched it out. Ranga might have inched it out. We have a Judge 1 advance for Bubba. Judge 2 can decide it here and now. If it goes towards Bubba, that's a Bubba W. If it goes towards Ranga, Judge 3 decides. And that is a Judge 2, Judge 3 advanced for Bubba. It is indeed CCX Bubba, your gold medalist for Season 4, Round 4 of the Forza Drift events. Bubba fighting his way through the bracket today to meet a driver who kicked out some of the biggest names in FDE. Ranga taking out Solo Lesie and Karma Mark IV and Lurki through his bracket run. Big names for Ranga to take out. Bubba taking out Jetstream, Funky Monkey, and Daddy Dilds. Another difficult bracket run for these drivers, meeting each other in the finals, but it is indeed Bubba coming out on top. 242 Ranga taking a silver medal here. It is no small task. It comes down to individual mistakes. One mistake makes the difference here, ladies and gentlemen. An incredible finals. What an event. What an event. This track is so entertaining to watch. The difference, like, it really, when you're chasing, it's the speed management, but accelerating and decelerating between the initiation zone and inner clip 1, outer zone 1 and outer zone 2 being met with more decel and XL. There's lots of strategy being employed by these drivers, and Bubba just had it today with maximum angle. Absolutely incredible to see. I have our FDE judges joining me right now. It is Baz, Regen, and Shreddit. Holy cow.
What a final. What a final.
Yeah.
It was amazing. It was
These
amazing.
battles, man. These battles. Fucking hell.
It was, wow.
Crazy
stuff.
I really think that could have gone for another one more time. I gotta be honest, I wouldn't have minded it, because my goodness, Bubba, I gotta ask, Shreddit, you might know this. Is this Bubba's first time getting in the top 3, or I feel like Bubba?
Yes. I think it's his first time.
Yeah, it's his first time.
Potentially even getting the top 8, if I'm not mistaken. Don't quote me on that, but
is
might
incredible. Because I was gonna say, I haven't seen Bubba. Bubba has I guess struggled with their build for a while now in season 4, but it looks like they've dialed it in to the point of no return. Yeah, you get throughout the seasons, of course, you're per FDE regulation, you are locked into your car, but tuning your car is available between each round. So as you progress through the season, you're going to see drivers dialing in their builds to the point where you get Bubba going from previously a top 8 competitor to taking the gold in round 4. Absolutely epic.
Well, props to him.
That's just what
amazing
happened.
to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, Bubba did compete with us on season 3. Can't recall, obviously, due to huge amount of drivers, that how was his performance, but he did earn his pro license, and I think he did 1 or 2 rounds with our pro series back in the season 3. But can't recall how his performance was then. But obviously, if he got the pro license, he did either place a top 3 or win an event. So can't recall. But this season, yeah, definitely first time making it to the finals and obviously taking a win.
Yeah. I mean, you can see the names in the top 16. You see Daddy Dilds and Solo Lesie taking out early. You see these big names this round. It's not easy to even make it into the top 32, let alone all the way to the final match, and able to hold your competitor's steel close while you go for a one more time, especially when you had such a perfect run. I feel like we saw the effects of one more time on GT2 Picasso, just to call back to the triple one more time we had between Daddy Dilds and GT2 Picasso. It was so close. But going back to back on these runs, it's more and more opportunity for a mistake. Obviously, perhaps not exhaustion, but repetition fatigue taking place.
The stakes get higher.
Absolutely. And Picasso kind of sending it off the track with an egregious mistake. These one more times can be deadly. But Bubba really just seeming like he gets stronger with every run. Incredible consistency today. I have nothing but great things to say about all these competitors. It's been a great weekend.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Oh,
definitely,
very.
Oh, lots of issues, obviously, kind of obvious to point it out, but yeah, glad we managed to make this happen. This event, even though with all the no-shows and all the cancellations and just the rescheduling, kind of fucked everything up a little bit, but we overcame that, and we had a nice comp, and everything went super smooth in the end. Obviously, some disconnections here and there, but that's part of the business. So
that's part of the game.
In 2 weeks, Orlando, a little bit easier tracking away, but obviously it has that banked section there, so that can kind of make it hard, but it should be way easier track. So far as what I've heard, definitely this track was not hard, but for wheel drivers it's super hard. I don't know why, but there's something that it's probably the keyhole, because it requires you to have a really good throttle control. Entering the keyhole and getting through it. Yeah, definitely. So that makes it very hard for wheel drivers. But Orlando should be way more simple, because in a way, it's
Orlando. I'm looking forward to that one.
Two outers and 2 inner clips. Now, so it's very simple and very good for tandems.
The layout might be a little bit more simple, right? Because of course you could look at Englishtown and really underestimate that track, right? But what it comes down to is the elevation changes, right? So all of these competitors have been tuning their suspension and their rebound and bounce stiffness throughout the entire season, and then you get into a track that has, what would you say, a 15-20% embankment on the longest outer zone. So your suspension travel is going to be a bit different. So definitely for all the competitors who are looking forward to round 4 on April 20th and April 21st, check out your suspension on the track. Of course, you can find the track code, the blueprint code at ForzaDriftEvents.com. All of the information for round 5 will be there. And of course, all of the links for the YouTube and Twitch VODs will be there as well. If you missed this weekend at all and want to go back and check out your favorite moments, or perhaps the top 3 drivers go for their head-to-heads, you can do so there. Think that might be it, ladies and gentlemen, on youtube.com/ForzaDriftEvents and here on twitch.tv/Shunzi. Thank you guys so much for joining. It has been a great weekend despite the technical issues, despite the scheduling conflicts. We appreciate you guys showing up and spending some of your weekend here with us. And for all of the drivers, I'm sure I speak for everyone in FDE and here on the panel, thank you for competing. You guys make this community what it is, and it is a pleasure to provide a platform for you guys to enjoy your game and to enjoy expressing your skill here on Forza Horizon 5.
Definitely.
All right.
boys.
Any closing words, my gentlemen?
JJ's, boys. JJ's, great driving, everyone.
Yeah. GG's, guys. We'll see you at Orlando on April 20th.
Yes, sir.
See you guys there. Go check out ForzaDriftEvents.com. Peace out.